I just want to take a minute to talk about the self-adjusting device found on Studebaker drum brakes. And in particular, this one is off my 1949 Studebaker 2R5 half-ton pickup. When you remove the drum brake hub assembly, what you'll see is this facing you. This is the self-adjusting device. It's found on the long shoe. And if you were to rotate the shoe, you would see this contact plug slash self-adjusting tip. The book tells you that the contact plug needs to be level or slightly below the surface of the brake pad. Here you can see it sticking out beyond the pad, and we're going to need to grind this down so that it is at most level with the pad, maybe slightly below it. On the back side you'll see the rest of the self-adjusting device. This gold piece here is your actuating lever. And then this silver one down here is actually your wedge. They work in conjunction with the contact plug. As the brakes are applied against the brake drum will push against not only the brake pad, but it'll also push against this contact plug. And as the shoes wear down, this contact plug will actually get pushed in further. And so to kind of simulate that, I'll have you look down here at the bottom at the wedge and see what happens when the contact plug is pushed in, also simulating the shoe getting wore out. So as you push it in, you can see that wedge starting to move in, and that's what happens. And so I'm going to go ahead and reset that. And this time what I want you to look at is this actuating lever here, and look at this arm here, because as this wedge goes in, it actually forces this arm toward this loophole here, which is where the eccentric is. And so again, the shoe is wearing out as it's pressing against the brake drum. You can see that wedge moving in, but you can also see the actuating lever arm up there moving away from the brake shoe. And that's what the self-adjusting device does. The actuating lever right here actually sits against the eccentric found right here. And so as the shoe wears out, this lever will move further away, and what that means is instead of the shoe coming back to its original position, as it wears out, it'll stay out there so that your brake pedal travel remains the same throughout the life of the shoe. And to demonstrate that, I've actually got an eccentric that I pulled off an old backing plate. And so this is the eccentric, and it mounts onto, or the brake shoe mounts onto the eccentric just like this on the back side. And if you were to rotate it, on this side is where you would have your C-clip and your washer keeping the brake shoe on the eccentric. And again, if you notice the slot right here, that is there so that the brake shoe can move in and out as it's being applied. So once you get the brake shoes on and you adjust the eccentric so that the brake shoe works like it should, then the eccentric stays there and the brake shoe is the only thing that moves. And so when the brakes are applied, the shoe moves out, and when the brakes are released, the shoe moves back. However, as the brake pad wears down, you would technically have to push the brakes even further to get the brake shoe to work properly. And that would mean your travel on your brake pedal would have to increase. So instead of doing that, that's where the self-adjusting device comes in. When the brake shoe starts wearing out, it's going to press in, the drum brake's going to press against the contact plug, and so as the shoe starts to wear out, it's going to press in, and as it presses in, you see that actuating lever start to move. And what that means is the brake shoe isn't coming back to its original position, it's staying further away from the eccentric. And that allows your brake paddle travel to remain the same. And so again, the shoe wears out, the actuating lever moves away from the brake pad, and it continues to move out so that the brake shoe stays out at the proper position and your brake pedal travel remains the same. So hopefully this discussion of the self-adjusting device found on some Studebaker drum brakes will help you. Thank you very much, and bye.